The void of space stretched endlessly around the USS Horizon, a sleek exploration vessel pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. Commander Marcus Reyes stood on the bridge, his weathered hands clasped behind his back, eyes fixed on the holographic display showing the ship's trajectory beyond the solar system's familiar boundaries. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the ship's chief xenobiologist, monitored the advanced sensor arrays. Her fingers danced across the holographic interface, analyzing the minutest variations in the surrounding space. The Horizon was humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel, a testament to decades of technological innovation and unbridled human curiosity. Anomalous reading at 12 o'clock, Lieutenant Kai Zhang announced, his voice cutting through the low hum of the ship's systems. Something's interfering with our long-range scanners. Commander Reyes leaned forward, his cybernetic eye, a marvel of human augmentation technology, zooming in on the distant sensor data. Magnify, he commanded. The holographic display flickered, revealing a massive geometric structure that seemed to defy the natural laws of space. Its surface shimmered with an iridescent quality, unlike anything humans had encountered before. Geometric patterns pulsed with an internal energy that made the sensors fluctuate wildly. Dr. Rodriguez's scientific curiosity piqued. "It's not a natural formation," she muttered, more to herself than to anyone else. "Those symmetrical patterns, they're too precise, too deliberate." Suddenly, a burst of energy erupted from the structure. The ship's defensive systems activated automatically, quantum shields flickering to life with a blue-white luminescence. Lieutenant Zhang's fingers flew across the control panel, routing emergency power to the shield generators. "Incoming transmission," the ship's AI announced in a neutral tone. "Communication method, quantum entanglement protocol. Source, unknown." Commander Reyes exchanged a glance with Dr. Rodriguez. Humanity had developed quantum communication technologies, but this transmission carried a complexity that suggested an advanced civilization far beyond their current understanding. The bridge fell silent as the transmission began to resolve. Instead of a visual representation, a series of mathematical equations and geometric patterns began to form in the holographic space. They shifted and transformed, creating intricate landscapes of pure information. "It's a language," Dr. Rodriguez breathed, her linguistic algorithms working overtime to decode the complex communication. "But not like anything we've ever seen. It's simultaneous, mathematical, visual, and conceptual all at once." Lieutenant Zhang's voice carried a hint of tension. "Commander, our systems are barely holding the transmission. It's like trying to catch water with a net." The geometric patterns began to coalesce, forming what appeared to be a representation of the alien structure they had encountered. Surrounding it were complex diagrams that seemed to suggest multiple dimensional layers, a communication that existed beyond traditional three-dimensional understanding. Commander Reyes understood the gravity of the moment. This was humanity's first true contact with an advanced extraterrestrial civilization. Not through radio signals or simple mathematical sequences, but through a communication method that challenged the very foundations of human perception. "Maintain position," Reyes commanded. "Let's see what they want to tell us." Dr. Rodriguez's translation algorithms began to piece together fragments of meaning. The transmission wasn't just a message, it was a test. A complex, multidimensional probe designed to assess the receiver's cognitive capabilities. The ship's quantum computers worked feverishly, each microsecond bringing new layers of understanding. The aliens weren't just communicating, they were evaluating humanity's potential for comprehension. Lieutenant Zhang's voice broke the tension. "Commander, they're requesting a response. But the communication protocol, it's not just about sending a message. It's about demonstrating our cognitive flexibility." Commander Reyes allowed himself a slight smile. If there was one thing humans excelled at, it was adapting, learning, and pushing beyond perceived limitations. "Prepare a response," he said, his voice steady. "Show them exactly what humanity is capable of." As the USS Horizon hung suspended in the infinite darkness, humanity stood on the precipice of its greatest unknown, a first contact that would challenge everything they thought they knew about intelligence, communication, and their place in the universe. The dance of first contact had begun. The United Earth diplomatic nexus buzzed with unprecedented tension. Holographic displays flickered with the complex transmission from the USS Horizon, showing the intricate communication that had transpired at the edge of known space. Ambassador Arya Nakamura studied the data, her augmented neural implants processing the information at speeds that would have been impossible a decade ago. "This isn't just a first contact scenario," she muttered to her chief scientific advisor, Dr. Marcus Thorne. "It's a complex cognitive assessment." Dr. Thorne nodded, his fingers dancing across a quantum interface that broke down the alien transmission into increasingly complex layers. The communication method suggests a civilization that views intelligence as a multidimensional construct. "They're not just trying to talk to us, they're trying to understand our fundamental capacity for comprehension." The diplomatic chamber was a marvel of human engineering. Adaptive walls shifted and transformed, creating optimal acoustic and psychological environments. Quantum encryption fields hummed silently, ensuring absolute security for what might be the most important conversation in human history. A notification pinged on the primary display. The alien structure, which had been designated as the Nexus Point by researchers, was preparing another transmission. This time, the communication would be more direct. Ambassador Nakamura took a deep breath. Her entire career had prepared her for moments of extreme diplomatic complexity, but this was unprecedented. Humanity had encountered various challenges, environmental crises, global conflicts, technological revolutions, but nothing compared to the potential of first contact with an advanced alien civilization. "Activate the adaptive response protocol," she commanded. The room's systems came alive. Quantum computers began generating potential communication scenarios, analyzing every possible nuance of the incoming transmission. Dr. Thorne's neural implants worked in concert with the ship's AI, creating a dynamic response matrix that could adapt in real time. The transmission began. Unlike the previous communication, this one carried a more structured approach. Geometric patterns transformed into what could only be described as a multidimensional negotiation space. The aliens weren't just sending a message, they were proposing a complex intellectual exchange. Dr. Thorne's eyes widened. "They're testing our technological and cognitive boundaries. Each response we generate is being analyzed, parsed, evaluated." Ambassador Nakamura understood the stakes. This was more than a diplomatic encounter. It was a comprehensive assessment of humanity's potential. One wrong move could be interpreted as technological incompetence or, worse, a threat. "Prepare our response," she said. "But make it subtle. We want to demonstrate our capabilities without appearing overtly aggressive." The diplomatic team worked with precision. They crafted a response that was simultaneously a mathematical proof, a cultural exposition, and a technological demonstration. It showcased humanity's ability to think across multiple disciplines, a hallmark of human intelligence. Lieutenant Kai Zhang, who had been part of the USS Horizon's first encounter, was brought in as a technical advisor. His experience with the initial transmission provided crucial insights. "They're looking for adaptability," Zhang explained. "Not just technological prowess, but the ability to recontextualize information rapidly." Hours passed. What seemed like moments to the diplomatic team represented complex negotiations across potentially vast distances of space and understanding. The adaptive walls of the chamber shifted colors, reflecting the intensity of the mental processing happening within. Finally, a breakthrough. The alien transmission began to resolve into something more comprehensible. It wasn't a traditional language or even a mathematical construct. Instead, it was a proposal, a test of mutual understanding. "They want to establish a framework for communication," Dr. Thorne said, his voice a mixture of excitement and caution. "But on their terms." Ambassador Nakamura studied the proposal. It was an invitation, but also a challenge. The aliens were offering a form of diplomatic engagement that went far beyond traditional interspecies communication. They wanted to understand humanity's core intellectual and adaptive capabilities. "We'll accept," she declared. "But we'll do it our way." As the transmission concluded, the diplomatic chamber fell silent. Humanity had taken its first step into a larger, more complex galactic dialogue. The negotiation hadn't been about territory or resources. It had been a profound exploration of intelligence itself. The dance of first contact continued, with humanity proving that its greatest strength lay not in its technology, but in its ability to adapt, understand, and evolve. Technological breakthrough. The Quantum Dynamics Research Facility hummed with an electric intensity that spoke of imminent discovery. Dr. Kira Volkov stood before a massive holographic display, her fingers tracing intricate patterns of light and data that seemed to dance between reality and pure imagination. The alien transmission wasn't just a message, she explained to the assembled team of scientists and military strategists. It was a blueprint. A challenge. The facility, nestled deep within the Atacama Desert, represented the pinnacle of human technological innovation. Quantum computers the size of entire buildings processed information at speeds that would have seemed impossible just decades earlier. Each system was a marvel of human engineering, pushing the boundaries of known physics. Dr. Alejandro Reyes, head of defensive technologies, leaned forward. His cybernetic eye, a testament to human augmentation, scanned the holographic data with inhuman precision. "The geometric patterns they sent," he muttered, "they're more than communication. They're a form of technological seed." What had begun as a mysterious first contact had transformed into something far more complex. The alien transmission contained encoded information that seemed to challenge fundamental understanding of physics, computation, and interdimensional communication. Lieutenant Maya Chen, a quantum systems specialist, manipulated the holographic display. Layers of complex data peeled away, revealing intricate patterns that seemed to exist simultaneously in multiple states of being. "It's like they've given us a key," she said, her voice a mixture of excitement and caution. "But we have to figure out how to use it." The team had been working around the clock for weeks. Every breakthrough came with 10 new questions. The alien transmission was a puzzle box of unprecedented complexity, a technological gauntlet thrown down by an unknown civilization. Dr. Volkov's primary focus had been on what the team dubbed the resonance protocol, a method of communication and technological translation that went beyond traditional understanding. "They're not just sharing information," she explained. "They're testing our capacity to understand multidimensional communication." A breakthrough came unexpectedly. Dr. Reyes noticed a subtle pattern in the transmission, a recurring geometric sequence that seemed to pulse with an internal logic. "Look here," he said, zooming in on a particularly complex section of the holographic display. "These aren't just random patterns. They're adaptive algorithms." Lieutenant Chen's fingers flew across the quantum interface. "It's a form of technological DNA," she breathed. "Each pattern contains the potential for technological transformation." The implications were staggering. The alien transmission was more than a message, it was a potential technological upgrade for human systems. But it came with a catch. To unlock its potential, humanity would need to demonstrate a level of cognitive and technological flexibility that pushed beyond current limitations. "We're being evaluated," Dr. Volkov realized. "This isn't just communication. It's a test." The team began working on what they called the adaptive response protocol. It was a system designed to interface with the alien transmission, to demonstrate humanity's unique approach to problem solving. Unlike traditional computational methods, this approach embraced uncertainty, creativity, and nonlinear thinking. Days turned into weeks. The facility became a crucible of human innovation. Each team member brought a unique perspective. Mathematicians worked alongside quantum physicists, linguists collaborated with AI specialists, and military strategists provided insights into adaptive problem solving. Their goal was no longer just understanding the transmission. It was about proving humanity's worth as a technological civilization. Dr. Reyes developed a breakthrough neural interface that could partially decode the alien patterns. It's not about perfect translation, he explained during a late-night briefing. It's about demonstrating our capacity to adapt, to learn, to transform. The final piece of the puzzle came from an unexpected source. Dr. Volkov noticed a recurring pattern that seemed to exist in a state of quantum superposition, simultaneously present and absent, defined and undefined. "They're showing us how limited our current understanding is," she said, her eyes reflecting the dancing holographic patterns. "This is an invitation to expand our technological consciousness." As the team worked, they began to understand the true nature of the challenge. The alien transmission was more than a message or a test. It was an opportunity, a chance for humanity to reimagine its technological potential. The facility continued to hum with possibility. Outside, the desert stretched endlessly, a reminder of the vast unknown that humanity was about to explore. The technological breakthrough was just beginning. The silent offensive. The stealth frigate Nighthawk drifted silently through the outer reaches of the solar system, its quantum camouflage rendering it virtually undetectable. Commander Zara Lockhart sat in the dimly lit operations center, her fingers tracing holographic displays that showed intricate networks of potential alien communication routes. "Infiltration team is ready," Lieutenant Rafael Santos reported, his voice low and controlled. "Quantum encryption is at maximum stability." This was humanity's most daring operation yet, a covert mission to understand the full extent of the alien technological network. The breakthrough from the Quantum Dynamics Research Facility had provided more than just insights. It had given humanity a weapon far more powerful than any traditional armament: knowledge. The mission was the brainchild of Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now working directly with military intelligence, who had been part of the initial USS Horizon encounter. Her work had uncovered a critical weakness in the alien communication network, a fundamental flaw in their multidimensional communication protocol. "It's not about destroying them," Dr. Rodriguez had explained during the mission briefing. "It's about demonstrating our capability to understand and disrupt their systems." The Nighthawk carried a specialized team of cyber integration specialists, each with advanced neural implants that allowed them to interface directly with complex technological systems. Their goal was simple yet incredibly complex: to penetrate the alien communication network without leaving a trace. Lieutenant Santos activated the quantum infiltration protocol. Tiny nanoprobes, each smaller than a human cell, began to disperse from the ship. They were more than simple surveillance devices. They were adaptive intelligence units capable of reconstructing and understanding complex technological ecosystems. Commander Lockhart watched as the first wave of probes began to interface with the alien network. The holographic displays transformed, showing intricate pathways of information that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. "Penetration successful," Santos reported. "Initial data streams are coming in." What they discovered was beyond anything humanity had imagined. The alien communication network was less a technological system and more a living, adaptive intelligence. It responded, changed, and evolved in real time, a stark contrast to human technological systems. Dr. Rodriguez's analysis proved crucial. The team had identified specific resonance frequencies that could disrupt the alien network's communication protocols. It wasn't about destruction. It was about demonstration, showing the aliens that humanity could not only understand their system but manipulate it at will. "We're writing a new language of technological interaction," Commander Lockhart muttered, watching the complex data streams flow across the displays. The nanoprobes began their real work. They didn't just observe, they adapted. Each probe was a miniature learning system, capable of reconstructing and understanding the alien network's communication protocols. They moved like digital ghosts, leaving no trace of their presence. Hours turned into days. The Nighthawk remained undetected, a silent predator in the vast darkness of space. The infiltration team worked with surgical precision, mapping out the intricate communication networks that spanned multiple star systems. Lieutenant Santos noticed something unexpected. "The network," he said, "it's responding to our probes. Not with aggression, but with curiosity." It was a moment of profound realization. The aliens weren't just technological beings. They were adaptive intelligences that responded to complexity and innovation. Every attempt to penetrate their network was met not with defensive barriers, but with increasingly complex investigative protocols. Dr. Rodriguez's hypothesis was proving correct. This wasn't a traditional technological infiltration. It was a complex dance of intelligence, a form of communication that went beyond traditional understanding. "We're having a conversation," Commander Lockhart realized. But not with words or traditional signals. With complexity itself. The mission was more than a military operation. It was humanity's most ambitious attempt to communicate on a truly alien level, to show that their technological innovation was more than just a tool. It was a form of intelligence that could adapt, learn, and transform. As the Nighthawk continued its silent journey, the nanoprobes continued their intricate dance through the alien network. Each moment was a testament to human ingenuity, a silent offensive that spoke volumes about humanity's potential. The universe was listening. And humanity was ready to speak. Turning point. The quantum communication array at the orbital defense platform Omega pulsed with an intensity that made the very fabric of space seem to vibrate. Admiral Kai Nakamura watched the holographic displays with a mixture of anticipation and strategic calculation. The data from the Nighthawk's covert mission had transformed everything humanity understood about potential alien encounters. "Incoming quantum signature," Lieutenant Arya Chen announced, her voice cutting through the tense silence of the command center. "It's different from anything we've seen before." The alien response to humanity's infiltration was not what anyone had expected. Instead of aggression, the communication carried a complexity that bordered on invitation. The nanoprobes had done more than gather intelligence, they had initiated a dialogue that transcended traditional technological interaction. Dr. Marcus Thorne, now serving as the chief scientific advisor to the orbital defense platform, studied the incoming transmission with intense concentration. "They're not just responding," he muttered. "They're proposing something." The holographic displays erupted with geometric patterns that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Each pattern was a language unto itself, mathematical, cultural, technological, all intertwined in a dance of information that challenged human perception. "Translate," Admiral Nakamura commanded. The platform's quantum AI began the complex process of decoding. What emerged was less a traditional message and more a comprehensive proposal. The aliens weren't threatening humanity. They were offering a form of technological and cultural exchange that went beyond anything humanity had imagined. Lieutenant Chen's hands flew across the quantum interface. "It's a challenge," she realized. "They want us to demonstrate our full technological and cognitive potential." The turning point wasn't going to be a battle of weapons. It was going to be a battle of understanding. Admiral Nakamura understood the stakes. Humanity's response would determine its place in a much larger, more complex galactic ecosystem. The covert mission had done more than gather intelligence, it had positioned humanity as a potentially equal participant in an interstellar dialogue. "Prepare our response," he ordered. "Full spectrum. Everything we've got." The orbital defense platform began to transform. Quantum communication arrays aligned in patterns that mirrored the alien transmission. It wasn't just about sending a message, it was about demonstrating humanity's unique approach to intelligence and adaptation. Dr. Thorne had been preparing for this moment. The technological breakthroughs from the Quantum Dynamics Research Facility were about to be put to their ultimate test. Each system was designed to be adaptive, to learn, to transform in real time. "We're going to show them who we are," Dr. Thorne said, a rare smile crossing his face. The response was a masterpiece of human innovation. Mathematical proofs danced with cultural representations. Technological schematics intertwined with artistic expressions. It was a communication that showed humanity's greatest strength, the ability to think across disciplines, to see connections where others saw barriers. Lieutenant Chen watched in awe as the platform's systems began to resonate with the alien transmission. "It's like we're having a conversation," she breathed, "but with entire technological ecosystems." Hours passed. What seemed like moments of transmission represented complex negotiations across potentially vast distances of space and understanding. The alien response began to shift, showing signs of genuine curiosity and respect. Admiral Nakamura realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. This wasn't first contact in the traditional sense. This was a profound meeting of intelligences, a moment that would redefine humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. "We're not just defending ourselves," he said quietly. "We're introducing ourselves to the galaxy." The orbital defense platform continued its complex dialogue. Each transmission was a testament to human creativity, adaptability, and potential. The turning point had arrived, not with the thunder of weapons, but with the subtle power of understanding. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage. And it was ready to make its presence known. A new galactic order. The Galactic Convergence Chamber stood as a testament to humanity's transformation. Constructed at the precise gravitational midpoint between human and alien territories, the massive structure was more than a diplomatic center, it was a symbol of a new era of understanding. Ambassador Elena Rodriguez stood at the central platform, her presence both commanding and diplomatic. Around her, representatives from multiple alien civilizations observed with a mixture of curiosity and respect. The events of the past months had fundamentally altered the galactic political landscape. "We're not here to conquer," she began, her voice carrying through the chamber's advanced acoustic systems. "We're here to collaborate." The journey had been anything but simple. Humanity's initial encounters, the quantum communications, the covert technological probes, the complex diplomatic negotiations, had revealed a species unlike any the galaxy had encountered before. Humans were not just technologically innovative, they were fundamentally adaptive in ways that defied conventional understanding. Dr. Marcus Thorne, now serving as the primary scientific liaison, activated a holographic display that showed the intricate network of technological and cultural exchanges that had emerged. Each connection represented a breakthrough, a moment of mutual understanding that transcended traditional interspecies barriers. The alien representatives, beings of various forms and technological capabilities, watched with rapt attention. The geometric communication patterns that had once seemed incomprehensible were now a shared language of innovation and exploration. Commander Zara Lockhart stood nearby, a reminder of the strategic thinking that had brought humanity to this point. The Nighthawk's covert mission had been more than a military operation, it had been a profound act of communication, demonstrating humanity's capacity for complex, nonlinear thinking. "We're proposing a new model of galactic interaction," Ambassador Rodriguez continued. "Not based on hierarchy, but on mutual growth and understanding." The proposal was revolutionary. Instead of traditional diplomatic structures, humanity suggested a dynamic, adaptive framework where technological and cultural exchange could happen continuously and organically. It was an approach that reflected the very nature of human innovation, fluid, creative, constantly evolving. Dr. Kira Volkov, who had been instrumental in decoding the initial alien transmissions, stepped forward. Her presentation revealed the depth of human technological potential, not as a threat, but as an invitation to collective advancement. "Our strength," she explained, "lies not in our current capabilities, but in our ability to learn, adapt, and transform." The alien representatives communicated through a complex system of quantum resonance and geometric patterns. Their responses suggested a growing respect, even admiration, for humanity's unique approach to intelligence and exploration. Lieutenant Arya Chen managed the communication interfaces, her skills a perfect blend of technological expertise and diplomatic sensitivity. Each translation was more than a simple conversion of language, it was an act of mutual understanding. As the negotiations continued, it became clear that humanity had fundamentally changed the galactic landscape. They were not conquerors or subordinates. They were partners, bringing a unique perspective that challenged existing paradigms of technological and cultural interaction. Admiral Kai Nakamura, watching from the diplomatic observation deck, allowed himself a subtle smile. The defensive preparations, the covert missions, the complex communications, they had all been leading to this moment. The final agreement was unlike any diplomatic document in galactic history. It was a living, adaptive framework that could evolve with the collective intelligence of its participants. Humanity had introduced a concept of diplomacy that was itself a form of continuous innovation. "We're not just joining the galactic community," Ambassador Rodriguez said in her closing remarks. "We're proposing a new way of existing within it." As the representatives from various civilizations began to disperse, there was a palpable sense of transformation. The galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had arrived. Not with weapons or conquest, but with an unprecedented capacity for understanding, adaptation, and collective growth. The echoes of defiance had become a symphony of possibility.